Cardi B and Latto. Who was right? Who was wrong? Is it worth rekindling an old friendship or should you leave them in the past? A 14-year-old gunned down in cold blood and his killer was found not guilty, and a mother who used religion as a way to save her pedophile son from a prison sentence. Let's talk about it tonight on Anti-BS.
Real friends are not weird, and I will die on that hill.
Hey you guys, it is your girl Antisocial Angelique, and this is episode number 3 of Anti-BS. Before we jump in to the show tonight, I want to say that I am sorry for it's been like a week and a half. I haven't uploaded. Life has been lifing, and to be quite honest, sometimes like everybody wants to be a content creator. Nobody talks about those days where you honestly just want to stay in bed. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to create content. You don't want to talk. Nothing. Okay. And that's just kind of where I've been. Nothing too crazy. It's just life. You know what I mean? So I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have kids. You know, it's just sometimes it's a lot. But I told myself that we are pushing through. We are pushing through. We are going to do this YouTube thing together. We're going to do it organically, and that's just what it's going to be, okay? So this is episode number 3, and tonight I have a lot of things to talk about. This first story that I want to play for you guys is religious manipulation, okay? I've talked about it before. It's something that honestly irritates the hell out of me. Church folk love to do that whole bringing up God as if that's just going to take everything away. It's just so crazy how many people do it and they actually think that it works. I mean, for some people, I guess it could work. It can work on some people, but if you're actually, intelligent, somebody throwing God out there doesn't take away the bullshit that you did, okay? So with this lady, this is a mom, and just to give you context, she is in front of a judge to tell the judge how great of a son she has. Her son was caught, and the little girl, her granddaughter, this is the grandmother, and her granddaughter was essayed by her son, the one she is basically pleading for. She's going to do the thing with religion as if that is going to make a difference, but I just want to point out, this is her granddaughter that this has happened to. That is her son that she is hoping gets a lighter sentence or honestly doesn't get sentenced at all. And it brings me to a more wider topic, honestly, because this is something that women do. The boy mom thing, the not holding your sons accountable. We talked about this on the last episode. It's absolutely disgusting. I love my sons dearly, but if they did something like that, I'm not going to sit up there and beg the judge to give them a light sentence or talk about their upbringing was so good. It's like, if you made a choice to essay somebody, especially your little 5 or 4-year-old niece, you need help and you need to get your ass, and you need to take your ass to jail. So whatever she throws at you is what she throws at you. I'm not going up there reading Bible verses to try to get you off the hook. So that's just a little bit of context. Let's listen to this.
Me that my family has been going through all of these years. The amount of trauma that every member of our family has gone through is more than I can put to words. My children and my family have been torn apart, and the relationship between them irreparable. I, as well as the rest of the family, have had to separate our lives between children and grandchildren. My granddaughter has had to endure things at a young age that no one, let alone a child, should have to go through and understand. My son has endured things that no one should have to endure or be subjected to. There are no winners here today, at least not for my family. It is impossible to sum up all of the things that I feel that should be heard here today, so please bear with me as I'm going to try to best highlight the things I feel most important to say. I was blessed with 3 sons, Zachary being my youngest, and I need to tell you a little bit about him, because as he sits here today in front of you, you see only the charges that have been brought against him. You see someone who has been painted as a monster and a menace to society. On the day of ultimate judgment, he'll stand before God, and God knows all of him. So it's unfair for someone who should be taxed with judging him with such a life-altering sentence should not know a little bit more about him. And that's what I've written this, so that you have more than what's in your.
Nothing irritates me more. Nothing irritates me more. Her son spit on his private area and rubbed it against her granddaughter's. There's a little bit more to that, but you get the gist of this. That's what he did. And we get in front of the judge and we want to talk about who's the ultimate judge. God sees all. See, that's the problem with women that love to act so oblivious to the obvious. Women that are not intelligent. I'm sorry, you can put on all day. At the beginning of that video, what you didn't see was that she made sure that the judge knew that she had worked in the courts. I don't know if she was a court reporter or something like that, but she wanted the judge to know that she was intelligent. No, you're not. You're not intelligent at all. Because if you were, you would not have got in front of that judge and said all of that bullshit, knowing that your son was a pedophile. Absolutely not. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to say that. I do not like when people use God as a form of manipulation in any kind of way. And it has to stop. It has to absolutely stop. And I just feel like we've got to do better as a society when it comes to actually educating ourselves and going to therapy and just doing all the things that we need to do self-development wise, so we don't have to go in front of judges or go in front of people and make these kind of excuses. It's absolutely disgusting. And honestly, we have got to do better. We have got to do better at the end of the day. Just take accountability. Your son is a pedo. You can go up there and talk about how good you raised him, all of that stuff, as much as you want to. It doesn't take away the fact that your son is a pedo. Sorry. Moving on to something that is also quite disturbing, but I gotta talk about it. And before I bring it up, I want to say that I know we cannot control everything that our kids do. It's impossible. I have a teenager. I have a 15-year-old daughter. And I know that I don't know every little thing that she does. It's, like I said, it's impossible, right? But we got to try harder, because when things happen to these teenagers, one common thing, especially in my city, I'm in Indianapolis, one common thing that constantly happens when you see a teenager get murdered is that the news takes away all of the good. That goes away. They always seem to find the picture that shows you at your worst in front of the world. What do I mean by that? This young man was gunned down. He was 14 years old. And let me make sure that I have everything correct. So this was Cyrus Carmack Belton, 14 years old, and he was gunned down by Rick Chow. Rick Chow was found not guilty. I'm sure you guys saw it everywhere. Why am I showing these two images? And again, rest in peace to this young man. I am devastated for the family. I am so sorry. My condolences to his family. The reason that I'm showing these two pictures is because the media loves to do this thing where they dig up pictures like with this gun that he has. I don't know what kind of gun it is. I'm not big on that stuff. Obviously, it's a gun. That's the picture that I see circulating. And when I look at the comments of the whole Rick Chow, the trial of him getting found not guilty, the one comment that seems to be in common with everyone else is, why did he have a gun? Why does he have pictures with guns? Pictures with guns, pictures with guns, 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 guns. They're not showing, they're showing on some outlets, but for the most part, they always love to bring up the pictures with the gun. And not the fact that this was just a regular 14-year-old kid that did not steal anything from the store. They always love to show the ugly parts of us. And it gets on my last nerve. And why am I saying all of this? Because some of y'all parents think that it's cute to let y'all kids pose with guns. I'm just going to be the one to say it. Y'all be thinking it's cute to let your kids pose with guns until one of them die. And that same picture is the picture that the news shows everybody. So it didn't matter that they graduated with honors. It didn't matter that they were the top of their class or the president of their class. None of that matters. Because if you decided to let them take a picture with a gun, that's going to be the picture that everybody sees. That's going to be who they were to everybody else. All these racist people that love to make it seem like that's all we do is tote guns and kill. Truth be told, we see white people with guns all of the time. They teach their kids how to shoot at young ages, and I see nothing wrong with it. I'm not against it at all. But the fact of the matter is, we are two different types. We are two different people, and there's one group over here that it gets accepted, and there's another group where it is frowned upon. That's our group. I beg you, parents, please stop letting your kids pose with guns. I don't even care. I don't care if they're in the gun club. I don't care. It's just, especially when it is clear that it wasn't like they were in a tournament. I guess that'll be a little bit different. If they were like, okay, they're in the gun association. When they're just in a random selfie with guns or with their friends and they just got guns and they got ski mask on, come on. This is what the news likes to get. This is how they are portrayed to everybody. Like they are just gangsters and thugs and just a nuisance to society. Please make it your business to stop letting your kids take pictures with guns if you have any control. Because it's just, I'm so tired of how it makes us look. This young man did not deserve this. But that one picture alone gives a racist the ammo to say, see, look at this picture. Look at them with that switch. That gives them the ammo to say all of the racist bullshit that they're going to say. So try your hardest, if you can, to make sure that your kids are not running around and posing with guns, illegal firearms that they should not even own. Rest in peace to this young man. I think it's absolute bullshit that Rick Child got found not guilty. It's absolutely disgusting. That was not his first time, by the way. He's been doing this to people. This isn't the first time he shot somebody either. But he got found not guilty. They're always... Yeah. I will leave my commentary there. Again, rest in peace to this young man. This was absolutely awful. My prayers to his family. This next story, I don't even want to call it a story. This next ghetto trifling, disturbing shit. It irritated my soul when I saw it. Imagine everybody in the family has gotten dressed up and we cannot wait to see whatever the name is graduate from high school. This is a huge day. We cannot wait to see our baby girl graduate. Oh, we're so proud of her. Imagine if you see this as she walks across the stage.
She followed through. After walking across the stage at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, Campbell waved to the crowd, dropped it into a split with a dance move, popped back up to accept her diploma, except it never came.
I did a pretty princess wave, did my split, got back up, and I tried to reach for my diploma, and I didn't get it. And I was confused at first. I thought they mixed up my name.
Video of the moment shows Campbell looking back towards school officials as the audience cheered.
The principal telling her now, don't give her nothing. She looked around her, don't give her nothing. Don't give her, so make her walk off. No, she didn't have it to her.
Beyond.
The reaction from the crowd was loud. Campbell says the only person who took issue with this
little girl, let's stop with the innocent voice. Let's stop acting like you're just this good kid that didn't know what the hell you were doing. You got there and popped your on stage like a stripper. You popped it on stage like you were a stripper. I love how you tried to finesse the words and make it seem like I told everybody I was gonna do a cartwheel. I was gonna do a split. That was not a split, baby girl. You split it open and you popped it like you was in Magic City. That's what you did. The only thing that didn't happen is the fact that nobody threw you ones. That's what they should have done. You didn't get your diploma because you absolutely disrespected that school. I'm sorry. That was disgusting. That was ghetto. That was disrespectful. And if you as a parent, or honestly just as an adult, do not see anything wrong with this young lady getting her diploma or not getting her diploma, walking across stage and splitting it and popping it in front of everybody, there were kids there, then you are a part of the problem. Once again, hold these kids accountable. Stop letting them do this kind of shit and then being surprised. She has a consequence. Her consequence is you don't get to get this. You need to figure out how you can make this right, because what you did was absolutely wrong. She has to be held accountable for that. I do not feel sorry for her. Yes, I think she should get her diploma back, but it should be, again, you need to figure out what are you going to do to make it right. You popped it on stage like you were a stripper. That was absolutely disgusting. It was inappropriate. I don't understand where we confused. Where is the confusion? You popped it at graduation. When I say, y'all, I don't even understand. I don't even understand. I want to know what you guys think about this whole. Do you guys, let me know in the comments, do you feel like she was right or do you feel like she was wrong? Do you feel like she was right or do you feel like it was innocent? Am I being too harsh? Like I said, I think it was disgusting. I think it was ghetto. I think this is why we sit back and we wonder why they it's not the only reason that they say things, but why do you want people to look at us like that? Why do we have to do stuff like that? And I'm going to be honest, it didn't matter if it was Becky that did that on stage. I would be looking at her like she was crazy. I would be looking at her just as bad, just FYI. But you don't see them doing stuff like that. You don't see them graduating. And this girl popped it so hard. I don't even know what to say. Moving on to one of the last things that we're going to talk about is the Cardi B and the Latto situation. Yes, Cardi B and Latto. So Latto just came out with a album, and congratulations to her on her new baby girl. But Latto had a little bit of a bar for Cardi in one of her songs. I don't know the song. I'm personally not a big Latto fan, and that's no disrespect. That's no disrespect to her. I haven't really gotten into her music, but again, no disrespect to her. The bar was along the lines of, buying me a bag. My man could buy me a bag. When Cardi B was into it last year with Ice Spice, she was heard on audio saying, "I'm not pussy ass Latto. I'm not pussy ass Latto." They were friends at the time. The audio got leaked. They've done stuff together since then. Cardi B publicly apologized when the audio was leaked and said that she would buy Latto a bag. We're under the impression that everything is cool, and then Latto just drops her album and we find out that everything is not cool, I guess. So Latto goes on the Breakfast Club and confirms that the bar was in reference to Cardi B, and that she's open to talk, but she got life going on and she just had a baby and shit is different, and At the end of the day, she wasn't feeling that, right? Um, Here's what Cardi had to say. I truly understand how you feel, and that's exactly why I chose to apologize publicly because the disrespect became public. On that call, I didn't even mean to call you that. I didn't mean any harm. There's a difference in what I said versus what I meant. What I could have said was you was too forgiving and you gave too much mercy in that situation. But it was a heated conversation and I let my mouth get the best of me. When the call came out, I was 8 months pregnant and had just released my album and was extremely overwhelmed and emotional. That's not to excuse what I said, but to let you know where I was in my head. I genuinely felt bad about what happened. In 2025 and in 2026, I made multiple attempts to connect. I spoke with your manager, your sister, and even texted you directly to take to take full responsibility. I always had love and respect for you. I always wanted to make it right, but making it right looks different for the both of us. I wanted to connect with you, but you wanted to address it on your album. Who was right and who was wrong in this situation? I'm going to be honest. I think that Latto was corny for that. Latto is entitled to feel how she wants to feel. But I think that she was corny for going on Breakfast Club instead of having a conversation with Cardi. I think that it was corny to address it on the album when you have been doing previous work with Cardi since the audio came out. I think that was weird. And I guess the only thing that I can say is, did you tell Cardi that you were going to have a bar on the album? Or did you just kind of want to completely blindside her with it? It just makes me question the kind of friend that Latto is. Because here's my thing. Although Cardi was wrong in what she said, I get it. She was in a heated situation. I'm not making any excuses for Cardi. I'm just going to speak on the facts. She publicly apologized. She said she would buy her a bag. Whether Latto cared about that or not, she apologized about it. Why go to your album and even have a bar about it? And then why go on the Breakfast Club on your album rollout, talk about it when you hadn't even talked to Cardi about it? I don't agree with it. I think it was corny. I think that she should have handled that different. If I was Cardi, I would be kind of cool off Latto. I'm not going to lie. I would be kind of cool off of her. I'm not saying she's a bad person, but I would be like, so we couldn't have talked? Especially since Cardi said, I tried to reach out to you. Why did you need to address that on your album? And I guess I could see if you like cut her off when the audio happened, but you didn't. Y'all were still cool. It seems like you kind of let her believe y'all was cool, and then you addressed it on the album that came out this summer, that just came out. Like this, we talking about, 6, 7, 8 months ago. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Like, I don't know. To me, it just seems kind of a little bit corny. I don't like it. As somebody who's dealt with issues with friends, I think that it's weird. And I think that if you had an issue still, or you didn't accept my apology, that's something that you could have talked to me about. We could have worked it out amongst each other. Addressing it on your album, going on Breakfast Club, corny. That brings me to the last thing I honestly want to talk about. How do you guys feel about rekindling friendships with people that you no longer are cool with? Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? Let me give you my take on it. If you are a girl and you miss your friend, y'all don't talk anymore, you want to make it right, or you're like, oh my God, like I want to talk to her, yada, yada, yada. I want you to make sure that just like if it was a relationship, weigh out the pros and cons, because some of y'all girls will be forgiven to people that completely fucked you over. In no way, shape, or form should you rekindle a friendship with somebody that publicly exposed you in any kind of way. You should never be friends with somebody that tried to sabotage your life, your relationship. If you're doing shit like that, if they did shit like that, they're going to do it again. The only way it's okay, I feel like, to rekindle a friendship as if it was more on the quiet end. Maybe you guys mutually disconnected. Maybe you guys needed time to grow. Maybe you grew apart in the moment. But once it became public, once you guys slandered each other or they slandered you and it just got real ugly where they tried to honestly ruin your life, there is no such thing as rekindling friendships. Stop rekindling friendships with women that try to destroy you. I see it happen all the time. And honestly, I have been the girl that did that. I have became friends with somebody time and time again that showed me that they were not my friend. But I continued to act blind to it. And then every time something happened, I acted like surprised, as if I didn't know what kind of person they were. Until I just finally stopped and said, okay, this person has shown me they don't really like me. And they are willing to go to hell to just fuck my life up if I irritate them in the smallest way. They are not my friend. And it took me a long time to realize that. So I say all that to say, ending it with the Cardi B Latto thing, stop going back being friends with girls that try to fuck up your life. If you love her, you're going to have to love her at a distance. You don't welcome people like that back into your life, because I promise you, they are going to do it again and again and again. Stop letting people apologize to you and turning that in as if it's changed behavior. Okay? An apology means nothing if they haven't actually grown. And I get you may want to give one chance. If you feel like you need to see that, okay. But it be the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances that us girls tend to give our friends that have just shown us that they are not our friends that gets me. We got to stop doing that. If they tried to publicly destroy you, lie on you, ruin your reputation, showed you that they were a hater, ran back to your dude, tried to sabotage your relationship or marriage, that is not your friend, okay? Don't try to be back friends with them. They're going to do it again. Learn from me. Like I told y'all at the beginning, this is going to be a show where I always talk about me, and there's always going to be something where I'm talking about myself and my personal experiences. I don't want anybody to experience the things that I went through. And honestly, learn from me. Learn from my mistakes. If you don't have to go through it, don't go through it, because it's not fun. It's not fun at all. So anyway, guys, that is it for tonight. I think we talked about some good things, and make sure that you are liking this video for me, okay? Please, please, please. It is very important to get this video pushed out into the algorithm, so please like this video. Please subscribe. Please comment, and let me know if there's any stories or things that you want me to talk about. Y'all know I talk about everything from crime that's happening to pop culture shit, all of it. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and thank you so much. That concludes this episode of Anti BS. Make sure you guys have a good night. Peace.